Welcome to the I Can Do Anything podcast. My name is Colin, and today I'll be talking about the NBA Finals Game 4, where the Raptors defeated the Warriors, because I can do anything. This episode of the I Can Do Anything podcast is brought to you by Slump by Dave Jarzina. Jarzina's debut novel is the tale of a 13-year-old named Mitchie Evers. He's at odds with every single person in his life. His friends, even old reliable best buddy Sammy, no longer seem to appreciate Mitchie's sparkling wit. His parents are so busy gushing over his perfect older brother that they don't have time for Mitchie. One by one, he alienates his best friend, family, teachers, and former soccer coach with his bullheadedness and his inappropriate and ill-timed sense of humor. With his penchant for hurting and insulting people, Mitchie makes a convincing jerk. Mitchie knows he's a little young to be in a serious slump, but what can he do about it? Purchase the book that countless readers recommend anywhere you buy books: Barnes & Noble, Amazon, Audible, Apple Books, Google Play, and more. Okay, so the Warriors fucking lost. Both games at home. Wow. I did not see this coming. Kawhi Leonard was great last night. Shot 50% from the field, 11 of 22, 36 points. Was 5 of 9, 55.6% from three. Again, 9 of 9, 100% from the free throw line. 12 rebounds, 2 assists, no turnovers, 4 steals, 1 block. Kawhi was great last night. Like, great. He was so methodical and calculated. Just with every shot, he shot it with, you could just see him step into every shot with confidence. He was never really off balance. Even one shot where he was sort of fading away a little bit, he drove off the center of the key, or right off the top of the key, just past the free throw line, and then pivoted, picked up the ball and pivoted back on his, let's see if it would have been on his right foot, or I don't know, on one of his feet, and faded away, but somehow still kind of like had his center of gravity and his feet below him. He just looks really confident. Whereas in the game that they lost, and I believe in game 3, he just kind of looked like that quad was still hurting him a little bit. Just the way he runs is kind of, I think that's just sort of how he runs in general. That's like, I don't know that it's necessarily that quad aggravating him. I think he just kind of runs like standing up and kind of like, I don't know what the word for it would be, like hobble. He almost just runs hobbled. He looks like a robot, sort of. I don't know, but Kawhi played great last night. Just was shooting the ball with a lot of confidence. Serge Ibaka had 20 off the bench, shot 75% from the field, 9 of 12, although a lot of those shots are within 5 feet. Still pretty impressive, though. Had 2 blocks, only 4 rebounds, but he added those 20 points off the bench for Ibaka are huge, especially in a game where Norm Powell didn't have any points and only played 10 minutes. Patrick McCaw played a minute of garbage time. Well, I don't know, semi-garbage time. The final score was 105-92, so it was a 13-point win. So there was a little bit of garbage time. But they only got 28 off the bench. 20 from Ibaka, and Van Vliet had 8 in 28 minutes. But those 20 points from Ibaka were huge in a game where Norm Powell didn't play the way he's been playing, and they only played essentially 3 guys off the bench. Van Vliet played 28 minutes, Ibaka 21 minutes, and Norm Powell 10 minutes, and then Patrick McCaw played a minute, but didn't even have anything in his box score statistically. So essentially, they played 3 guys off the bench. Only got 9 from Gasol and only 3 from Danny Green, and then Kyle Lowry only had 10 and was largely absent from this game. Shot 3 of 12 from the field, 25 points, 0 of 4 from 3. 7 assists is good. 2 turnovers, that's a pretty good assist to turnover. That's a really good assist to turnover ratio. 3 steals. Kyle Lowry got lucky. that Kawhi Leonard played so well. Pascal Siakam added 19 on 42% shooting, was 0 of 2 from 3, 7 of 8 from the free throw line, had 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 turnover. The statistics really aren't that impressive for the Raptors, but they're even more unimpressive on the other side of the ball. Curry and Thompson did their thing for the most part. Curry a little below his season average, and Thompson maybe a little above. Thompson had 28, Curry had 27. Thompson shot 61% from the field, 11 of 18. Curry was 9 of 22, 40% from the field, slightly, actually well below his shooting percentage from the field this season. Curry was 2 of 9 from 3, 22%, well below. 6 of 10 from 3 was Klay Thompson. That's a great percentage, 60%. That's Klay was really good last night, just uber efficient. Maybe not like a huge point total, but was just really efficient. And then DeMarcus Cousins had another rough game, 6 points. Started a game out with 3 turnovers and finished with 4. The first quarter in general of this game was really sloppy. Golden State didn't score until like 2 or 3 minutes into the game. The first points were by Golden State and weren't until like the first 2 or 3, maybe even 4 minutes into the game. Draymond had 10 on 50% shooting, was 4 of 4 from the free throw line. Had 9 rebounds, 12 assists, so a near triple-double for Draymond. Iguodala only had 3, shot 16%, 1 of 6 from the field, 0 of 3 from 3, only grabbed 4 rebounds, had 3 assists, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. They got 10 from Looney off the bench, who was playing hurt, shot 62.5% from the field. My assumption is all 5 of those were layups. McKinney only played 8 minutes. Livingston played 5 minutes. Quinn Cook 6 minutes. Bogut 10 minutes. Cook and Bogut scored no points. Livingston had 6 and McKinney had 2. They didn't get enough from their bench. Jordan Bell didn't play at all. Jerebko didn't play at all. They just didn't get enough bench production. They didn't get enough production from their starters. The Warriors scored 92 points in a game. They probably haven't scored 92 points since the regular season. I would wager that they haven't scored lower than 100. They may have had 3 games this season where they scored under 100 points. So by current modern day NBA standards, this was like a pretty low scoring game. It'll be interesting now as the series shifts back to Toronto for a potential closeout game. That game in Oracle last night could have very well been the last game in Oracle if the Raptors close this thing out. I don't know if now, because the Raptors won both games in Oracle at the Warriors, that if it's not a 1-1-1 anymore for the last 3 potential games. The way that they started the broadcast last night on ABC made it seem like if the Warriors lost, they said if the Warriors lose, this could potentially be the last game, just leaving it open for a possible game 6. I don't remember, but we very well may have seen the last game in Oracle Arena. I wouldn't be surprised if the Raptors close this thing out in game 5 and win the series 4-1. I mean, what a turn of events that would be. Not too many people. I certainly didn't think that this was gonna. I mean, the Raptors looked great last night. They were, again, like I said, the box score doesn't really reflect it. They only had 4 guys in double figures, but they just look solid as a team. This is a really, really well-rounded team. They can go big, they can go small, they could go Ibaka at the 5, and then go Siakam at the 4, Leonard at the 3, and then Danny Green and Kyle Lowry or Van Vliet or Powell. They look really good when they're small, and then they can go big and put Gasol at the 5, Ibaka at the 4, and then go like Siakam 3, Leonard 2, and go like Van Vliet or Lowry at the 1, and they look really good big too. I mean, yeah, the Raptors are good. This is going to be, I mean, if, let's say the Raptors sweep, or a gentleman's sweep, they win in 5 games, 4-1. I think this has a huge impact on free agency. I mean, why would you leave if you're Kawhi Leonard? If you just, I mean, there's an argument to be made that maybe with Durant healthy, they don't sweep. They don't give him a gentleman's sweep. So I guess that's sort of an argument if you're a Raptors fan for Kawhi to stay. I mean, yeah, you beat the Warriors without Durant in 5 games. I don't see why you leave unless he just really hates the weather in Toronto. This is a good team, and they're going to be good again next year. I don't know about Marc Gasol's contract or who's a free agent this offseason other than Leonard. I think Danny Green may be a restricted or an unrestricted free agent in the offseason, but I think they probably sign him, although he may cost a little too much. He hasn't played great, but he's a big piece of that team. But even if they lose Danny Green, they can replace him with another 3-and-D type of guy. Those guys are at an abundance in the league. I don't see them, if they lose Danny Green, dropping off very much, although he does have championship pedigree and just tons of finals experience back in his days with the Spurs and now with the Raptors. But they're going to be good again next year. So I don't know why Kawhi would leave. And then on the other side for the Warriors, you know, you lose in 5 games to the Raptors without Durant. What does this mean for Durant now? I know a lot of the talk has been around like, well, if the Warriors win the finals without Durant, then he leaves because that shows that he doesn't need, or that the Warriors don't need Durant. And if they lose with Durant, I don't know where. I haven't even considered a scenario where the Warriors got blown away without Durant. Now it sort of means like, oh, maybe Durant did put them over the hump. Maybe it wasn't just. Yeah, I don't know. So maybe I don't know. Does Durant stay now? I don't really like. It's hard for me to speculate about this free agency thing, especially when the finals are still going on. I mean, it seems like they may shortly be over. The next game's on Monday. It's hard. It's just hard to speculate because I don't fucking have insider information. Like, I don't know anybody within the organizations like a lot of these, mainstream networks do, and, like NBA reporters do. But the Brooklyn thing with Kyrie going to Durant going there with Kyrie is interesting, I guess. But those two automatically together are playoff and championship contenders, but I don't know. Do Durant and Kyrie equal up to what Clay and Steph and Draymond pose as a threat? Or even add Boogie Cousins? I mean, he's not playing very well, but do Durant and Irving together along with D'Angelo Russell, who's a great player, but just not a winner in my opinion? Does that put them over the Raptors in the East if the Raptors win in 5? I don't necessarily think so. It'd certainly be intriguing. It'd certainly be great for New York. The Knicks are New York's team, but Brooklyn Brooklyn is Brooklyn. Like, Brooklyn is New York in a lot of ways. Like, Brooklyn is a staple of New York. It's one of the bigger boroughs. It's one of the most, talked about and notable boroughs of New York. It'll be interesting if they get 2 marquee, all NBA, all time greats, realistically. So I don't know. The free agency thing is tough for me to speculate on. I don't know what I hope for looking forward for the rest of the finals. I've found myself, I've actually sort of found myself cheering for the Warriors a little bit. Like I don't really know why. I don't really care either way. I think if the Warriors win without Durant, it just strengthens my argument for why LeBron James is the greatest and how difficult of a road he's had. Winning 3 finals, well, I guess the one over the Warriors, but I think it strengthens my LeBron argument just based on how great the Warriors have been. So I've sort of been rooting for the Warriors, but I really don't care either way. I think it'd be really cool to see the Raptors win. I really don't want to hear from Drake if the Raptors win. That'll be really fucking annoying, but it'd be cool for the city of Toronto. It'd be a cool story for the NBA. If they do get Durant back though, like let's say Durant plays in Game 5 and they win on the road, and he looks good and healthy, then maybe the Warriors turn this thing around and come back from down 3-1, the same way the Cavs did to them a couple years ago. Shit, that would be fascinating. That's great basketball as well, and another great story for the NBA. So I think either way, this is a pretty good series for them, for the NBA in general, regardless of who the winner is. Let me tell you, folks, that the I Can Do Anything podcast is brought to you by Landscaped. Are there any homeowners out there? If you own a home, in most cases, you know that you're going to have some yard work. Landscaped is here to help. Landscaped takes pride in having the most extensive catalog of outdoor tools, appliances, furniture, lighting, materials, decor, power supplies, pool and spa, gardening, recreation, water and irrigation, accessories, and more. Visit our stores across the United States to receive help from our trained landscape architects, take classes and listen to seminars on a wide variety of topics and focus areas, including Gardening 101, homeowners construction best practices, insect and pest control and behavior, creative materials concepts, pool and spa maintenance, fencing and perimeter design, owning your space, and many, many more. Or visit us online at landscaped.com/anything to receive $10 off your first order of $50 or more and $50 off any order of $300 or more. That's landscaped.com/anything, landscaped.com/anything, a special savings for listeners of the I Can Do Anything podcast. Landscaped. And by Ludus. Selling tickets should be easy so you can focus on what truly matters, your production. The I Can Do Anything podcast is powered by Ludus, built from the ground up for a high school theater director. Ludus is simple and free online ticket sales for K through 12 schools. With a customized ticketing portfolio, Ludus offers great customization features. Choose your own unique domain, pick custom colors to match your organization, and even build a meaningful splash page with the drag and drop editor. Take control of your ticket sales with the advanced control panel tools, add shows and showtimes, search for tickets, find patron data in seconds, create multiple admin users, and issue exchanges and refunds at the click of a button. One of the best features Ludus has to offer is the ability to generate detailed reports, view revenue data broken down by day, manipulate your data to answer questions about your sales, and export your data for future use. Ludus also offers powerful reserved seating. Easily let your patrons choose their own seats for your reserved seating shows. Upload your seating chart to the drag and drop maker. Add sections, rows, tables. Choose premium seating, and general admission shows are possible too. Keep track of student sales by simply adding student ledgers. Each student receives a Ludus account and a special sales code that can be applied to any order. When patrons purchase their tickets, they have the ability to print their tickets at home, have them digitally sent to their email for use on mobile devices, or mark them to be picked up at will call. With Ludus, customer service is a breeze. Oftentimes, it's nice to talk to a real person who understands what your job consists of. Ludus offers real-time support through their chat widget, step-by-step guides, videos, and an 888 phone number. Ludus has sold over 450,000 tickets this year. Visit ludus.com and start selling tickets today with Ludus's forever 100% free guarantee to your program. That's LUDUS. .com. Okay, short episode today with just one game to talk about. It's tough to it's tough to fill up 40 minutes when there's only one game of the NBA on like every 2 or 3 nights. Free agency will be interesting. I think I'll be doing maybe not quite as frequent of episodes during the free agency period and just the early off-season period where we've got the awards ceremony and then the draft and then the awards ceremony and then that free agency period, and then when free agency opens, and then maybe a week or so after free agency to talk about, all the waves that have happened and all the impact that has shifted around there's going to be a lot of movement in free agency. So it'll be interesting to see how the NBA shifts. I think I'll probably continue to do maybe 2 or 3 episodes a week during free agency. Dob will certainly be joining me to talk free agency. We'll be throwing out random predictions for the following season based on free agency moves and all that kind of stuff. So stay tuned for more coming. I don't know when. Game 5 is on Monday. So more than likely, if I don't have anything in the evening, which I don't think I do on Tuesday night, you'll get another episode on Tuesday. Thanks for listening to the I Can Do Anything podcast. Go out there and do anything you fucking want on a Saturday.